Rome's taxi system is simple once you understand it. The problem is that many visitors arrive expecting it to work the way it does back home. In this video, I'll show you how the system works, how Uber fits into it, how to pay, and what to know before you get into the car. And the first thing to understand is this: you can't hail a taxi in Rome. Not in the way many visitors usually mean it anyway. If you try to flag down a taxi driving past you in Rome, don't expect it to stop the way it might somewhere else. In Rome, taxis usually pick up passengers at designated taxi stands, or they come to you when booked. So if you need a taxi, the easiest thing to do is to go to an official taxi stand, have your hotel call one for you, or use an app. I'll get back to the apps in a moment. Uber works differently in Italy. If you open Uber in Rome, you need to pay attention to what you're actually booking. If you choose one of the premium Uber options like Uber Black, Uber Lux or Uber Van, you're not booking a regular taxi. What you're getting instead is usually an NCC service. In other words, a private chauffeur-style car service, which is normally much more expensive than a regular taxi. But if you choose the taxi option in the app, not Uber Black, then you're requesting a regular white license taxi, so make sure you choose carefully or you can end up booking something far more expensive than you intended. So how do you pay? We often get asked whether you need cash for taxis in Rome. In practice, you should be able to pay by card in official taxis, but it's still smart to confirm how you want to pay when you get in. Stories about broken card machines and bad cash handling are certainly out there. That doesn't mean every ride is a problem. It just means it's better to be clear from the start. So if you want to pay by card, say so when you get in. And if you want to pay in cash, don't expect the driver to have a lot of change for large bills. As for prices, it's also good to know that there are fixed fares for taxi rides between Rome's airports and certain parts of the city. The two most important ones for most visitors are these. It's 55 euros between Fiumicino and destinations within Aurelian walls, and 40 euros between Ciampino and destinations within the Aurelian walls. So if your hotel is within that zone, that's good to know before you get into the taxi. And if your destination is outside that zone, the fare may be different, so check in advance instead of assuming it's the same. We have another video about how to get into town from Fiumicino Airport, and you'll find a link here and in the description below. And here's one thing that surprises people. If you have a taxi called for you, for example to your hotel, there may already be an amount on the meter when the taxi arrives. This is not automatically a scam. In Rome, there's an official dispatch charge for a taxi that has been sent to you. So if there's already an amount showing when the taxi arrives, that can simply be a part of how the system works. Okay, so how do you actually order a taxi? Let's have a look at the apps you can use. As we said, you can use Uber to call one, but make sure you choose the type of vehicle you actually want. The apps to know for taxis in Rome are these. The It Taxi is a local Italian taxi app where you can book a taxi, track the driver and pay through the app. The Free Now by Lyft is another app you can use in Rome. And finally, Chiama Taxi is Rome's own app for booking the white official licensed taxis. So download a couple of these before traveling and set them up with your payment method in advance. That makes the whole process much easier, especially when you're arriving tired or trying to get somewhere quickly. Rome taxis are not difficult once you understand the basics. Don't assume they work the same way they do back home. Use an official taxi stand or book one. Pay attention to what you're selecting in Uber and be clear about how you want to pay. And if you're coming from the airport, know the fixed fare before the ride begins. We make helpful practical videos like this about Rome and Italy. You'll find another video linked here.